Welcome back to Motor Review Hub. Today, we are diving into the 2025 Maruti Suzuki S-Presso, one of India's most budget-friendly hatchbacks that continues to carve its niche with a bold, micro-SUV design and practical urban performance. Now in its latest avatar, the S-Presso receives subtle yet meaningful updates while staying true to its identity of being a compact, efficient, and city-friendly car that doesn't burn a hole in your pocket. Starting with the exterior, the 2025 model keeps the boxy, upright design that has become a signature look for the S-Presso. It might not be to everyone's taste, but there's no denying it stands out in a crowd. The grille gets a new pattern, the front and rear bumpers have been lightly refreshed, and there are a few new paint shades in the mix. You'll also notice updated wheel covers on mid-variants and a slightly more cohesive SUV-like stance, especially with the cladding and body-colored ORVMs on higher trims. Despite its compact size, it still has an impressive 180mm ground clearance, giving it a tall boy feel that makes it very practical for Indian roads. Inside the cabin, the layout remains largely unchanged but with minor improvements. The centrally placed digital speedometer and infotainment screen continue to give the dashboard a quirky, functional vibe. Maruti has slightly improved the seat fabrics and cabin color scheme, which now looks a bit more refined. The 7-inch Smart Play infotainment system is available on higher variants and comes with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, which is more than enough for most daily users. Steering-mounted controls, front power windows, and a manual AC round out the list of essential features. However, it's still missing rear wipers and a defogger on most trims, which could be a drawback depending on where you live. Under the hood, the S-Presso continues with the tried and tested 1.0-liter K10C dual-jet petrol engine. This engine is now BS6 Phase 2 and RDE compliant, offering improved fuel efficiency and reduced emissions. It puts out 66 brake horsepower and 89 Nm of torque, numbers that might sound modest on paper but feel lively on the road, especially because of the car's light curb weight. You can choose between a 5-speed manual or a 5-speed AMT gearbox. The AMT, which Maruti calls AGS, has been refined further in 2025 and offers smoother shifts than previous models. Whether you're stuck in bumper-to-bumper traffic or zipping through narrow lanes, the S-Presso feels nimble and easy to handle. Just don't expect too much in terms of high-speed dynamics. This car is meant for the city, and that's where it shines. Speaking of handling, the tall driving position gives you excellent visibility all around, which is great for new drivers or anyone who wants confidence behind the wheel. The steering is extremely light, and while that's perfect for city use, it doesn't offer much feedback on highways. The suspension setup is soft, so it absorbs small potholes and speed bumps quite well, but the tall body design does result in a bit of body roll around sharp corners. At higher speeds, you might notice a little floatiness, especially with a full load, but for most urban commutes, the ride remains comfortable and predictable. Now, let's talk mileage, and this is where the S-Presso truly excels. The manual petrol variant delivers around 25.30 km per liter, while the AMT version stretches that slightly to 25.75 km per liter. These are RICE-certified numbers, and even in real-world conditions, you can expect excellent fuel economy. If that's not enough, Maruti continues to offer factory-fitted CNG variants, which offer over 32 km per kg, making the S-Presso a top pick for cost-conscious buyers or fleet operators. On the safety front, Maruti has been steadily improving the S-Presso over time. Dual airbags, ABS with EBD, reverse parking sensors, and seat belt reminders are now standard across the range. For 2025, AMT variants also get electronic stability program and hold assist, which adds a layer of safety in tricky driving conditions. That said, the S-Presso still lacks some features like a rear-view camera or side airbags, and its global NCAP rating from earlier years was average. So while it meets all regulatory requirements, it's still behind some competitors in overall safety features. The 2025 S-Presso is offered in 4 main variants: STD, LXI, Vichy, and Vichy Plus, with both petrol and CNG options, and the pricing starts around 4.30 Indian rupees lakh and goes up to 6.30 Indian rupees lakh ex-showroom. That pricing keeps it extremely competitive and accessible, especially for first-time car buyers, students, and those looking for a reliable second car. Plus, it benefits from Maruti Suzuki's massive service network and affordable maintenance costs, making long-term ownership hassle-free. As for competition, the S-Presso goes up against cars like the Renault Kwid, Maruti Alto K10, and even the lower trims of the Hyundai Grand i10 Neos. The Quid might have the upper hand in exterior styling and interior feel, but the S-Presso pulls ahead in mileage, ground clearance, and Maruti's brand trust. The Alto K10 is slightly more refined and lower to the ground, but if you prefer a high-seating driving position and a more commanding view of the road, the S-Presso will feel like a better fit. So, what's the verdict on the 2025 Maruti Suzuki S-Presso? It's still not the flashiest car on the road, but it was never meant to be. This is a practical, fuel-efficient, and easy-to-drive hatchback that makes city driving simple and affordable. It doesn't try to be something it's not, and that honesty is part of its charm. With subtle design tweaks, a refined engine, and unbeatable fuel economy, it continues to offer excellent value for money. If you're in the market for a compact hatchback that's cheap to buy, cheaper to run, and built for the daily grind, the 2025 S-Presso remains a strong contender. Just go in with realistic expectations, especially around features and high-speed refinement, and you won't be disappointed. Thanks for tuning into Motor Review Hub. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, make sure to give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and ring the bell icon so you never miss an update. Got questions about the S-Presso or want us to review another car? Drop your thoughts in the comments, we'd love to hear from you. Until next time, drive safe and take care.